Good morning, History of Psychology, and welcome to Psychological Research Warrior, the Variability Hypothesis edition.
The variability hypothesis is that general intelligence and physical abilities may be more biologically variable in males and females. Some historical outcomes are that it was used as evidence of men being the superior sex and thus responsible for the species' evolutionary advance. Females were biologically efficient, passive, submissive, conservative, and receptive.
Males, on the other hand, were biologically spendthrift, enterprising, progressive, and imaginative. Ellis was the first to write about variability and to make use of empirical data regarding variability. This research was fueled by Galton, who said eminent men have eminent children, and thus genius was transferred genetically.
This led to the zeitgeist of the time that men were superior to women and that they shouldn't be able to have the same education opportunities as men. Individuals like Thorndike believed that women should be educated in areas of the home, being a better housewife, being a better caretaker for children, as opposed to getting PhDs in scientific fields, which were reserved for men. It wasn't until Lena Hollingworth came along. She was the first woman to criticize and deprove some of the aspects of the variability hypothesis. However, looking at a more modern time, the variability hypothesis is still affecting some people's outlook. People use it for justification in some areas that explain why men are more prominent in the engineering field than women, and how men are better at science and math, and women are better at more social things like English and history. We're going to put that to the test today through several competitions. Our competitors will compete in a math competition to test their mathematical reasoning, and then a trivia competition to test their general knowledge.
They will also compete in juggling for their sensory motor skills and a memory challenge to test their memory.
To test strength, the competitors will compete on the monkey bars, and running a foot race will determine speed. To begin to answer the question of which sex has more variability in adaptation, let's meet our contestants.
So, Mr. Patrisi, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
All right, I'm 22. I'm from Trumbull, Connecticut, and I've always been a competitor. I love to prove myself in any situation that allows it.
So what brings you here today, then?
Well, I heard about this show and the variability hypothesis, and I honestly couldn't agree with any theory more. I think that males are genetically blessed, and this should be an easy way to debunk anyone who's trying to take down the variability hypothesis. And yeah.
So you think you're going to win with no problems?
That should be how it goes. Like I said, I've just had the advantage since birth pretty much, so I guess we'll see.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
So Ms. Ferrer, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 21 and I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts.
So why are you with us today?
I'm here to represent my girl, Letta Hollingworth. She grew up in a poor family in Nebraska during a time when women were looked down upon in all aspects of life, especially education. But even though all the stacks seemed to be stacked against her, she was able to complete her dissertation on the supposed inferiority of women. And she found that there was no empirical evidence for the variability hypothesis.
Sounds good. Well, good luck to you.
Now let's begin. Psychological Research Warrior, the Variability Hypothesis Edition.
And here we are, folks. The first challenge of the night. We have Lindsay and Matt going head-to-head in a memory challenge. Who can get the most matches in the least amount of time? Let's find out.
Go.
And they're off. Lindsay starts off with a 5. No match yet. Matt, no luck either. Other side, flip back over. We got a 6. 4. No match. Lindsay has a 2 of 4. No match. 4. 4. Oh, we got our first match. Matt with a couple of 4s over there. Lindsay coming over 5s. We got more 4s. Cards are flipping, folks. Lindsay seems to be in the lead right now. Ooh, couple of aces there. Matt's still struggling, only got 1 match to his name. Lindsay's almost done, down to the last 4 cards. And she's done it! We have a winner in our first round.
Alright, welcome to trivia, everyone. Again, we have Matt and Lindsay. We're going to see who can get the most right.
Our first question is, what is the hottest planet in our solar system? Matt.
What is Venus?
That's correct.
Who was were the first two astronauts to land on the moon in 1969?
Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong.
Correct. We're tied at 1.
The molecule hemoglobin is used in what type of cell? Lindsay.
Red blood cell.
That is correct.
On which denomination of U.S. currency does Abraham Lincoln appear?
$5 bill.
Correct.
What Byzantine city was named Istanbul after being captured by the Ottoman Empire? Matt.
What is Constantinople?
That's correct. In 1867, the United States purchased Alaska from what country? Lindsay.
Russia.
That's correct.
In what year did World War II end? Matt.
What is 1946?
Incorrect. Lindsay.
Pass.
What psychologist said that eminent men have eminent children? Yes, Matt.
What is Francis Galton?
Correct. Who plays the title character in the movie Forrest Gump? Matt.
What is Tom Hanks?
Correct.
What organ makes insulin? Lindsay.
Pancreas.
That's correct.
Which famous ship sank in April of 1912? Matt.
What is the Titanic?
Correct.
Which president was the first to die in office and only served for 1 month?
Pass.
Pass.
What is the first element in the periodic table of elements? Lindsay.
Helium.
Incorrect.
Hydrogen?
Correct for the steal.
And that's our last question, folks. We'll be back with the results.
The results came in, and with a score of 6-5, Matt won. Tonight, Lindsay and Matt are competing for mathematical skills. Pencils down, everybody.
Go.
And Lindsay's off to a good start. Matt's a little slow.
Thanks.
We've got numbers over here. Skipping around a little bit. Good strategy, good strategy.
It's gonna be a tight race.
We are halfway there, 1 minute left.
I ran out of easy ones.
Oh, scribbles over here, something went wrong. Down to the final 15 seconds.
What this guy?
The determination is amazing.
I totally forgot how to long divide.
5, 4. And that's the time. Right, so after further review, it looks like Lindsay has 11 complete and she got them all right.
And here we have Matt with 12 complete. But wait, gasp. He has 1 wrong, meaning he too has 11 correct.
We've got a tie.
Now we're doing juggling to test sensory motor skills. It was ruled as a tie because neither of them have good hand-eye coordination.
Here we are at our next event, folks, the monkey bars. Test of strength and endurance for our competitors here. First off, we have Matt doing the bars. Matt, are you ready? All ready. Then go ahead. He's off. Just making quick work with the first bar. On to the third, fourth, fifth. He's off, and he's done it. Stunning performance. Next up, Lindsay will attempt to take on the monkey bars. Let's see how she does against Matt's performance. Lindsay, are you ready?
As ready as I will be.
That sounds like a yes to me. And she's off. As it on the first bar, she swings, reaches for the second, and no! Oh, she falls off right away.
Night has fallen and we are moving on to the final physical test, the race, which will test speed.
3, 2, 1, go!
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, well, 'cause you did. What you say?
The results for our physical tests are in. Matt prevailed with the strength on the monkey bars, and Lindsay prevailed in the foot race with her speed. Here we have our final results. As you can see, we have a tie. We have 2 wins for Matt and 2 wins for Lindsay. In our memory game, Lindsay won, and she also won the race. Matt won trivia and the monkey bars, and then we had 2 ties with math and with juggling.
Previous research has shown that there seems to be some differences between sexes when it comes to certain areas, but our results here today seem to prove that it's based solely on the individual. Back in the day, scientists seemed to think that the variability hypothesis was definite, but as a more modern approach has taken the lead, that is diminishing. More people are recognizing that a lot of this stuff is individual differences. This has led to an increase in women in a lot of scientific fields, especially in the engineering world, things like STEM and other areas like that. Future research is still needed to explore this area more, but it's clear that this is no longer the male-dominated world that it once was. That's all the time we have. Hopefully we'll see you next week on Psychological Research Warrior.
Okay, wait.
This is Matt getting a ticket.
Checking his car, let's see the results.
You can't see him anymore, my camera.
Uh-oh.
Does he drive that huge blue van? Because he said it was all going too well.
He's safe. He's safe.
No ticket for our competitor here today.